Hi, my name is John Glenn and I am about to present my first ever podcast. I'm hoping you're going to enjoy it. I live in Thurso in Caithness, which is in the far north of Scotland, and I am a knitter, a crocheter and a general crafter. I have been since I was very young. I started knitting at the age of 10 and have been knitting ever since, I have to say. You can tell from the grey hair that's a while ago. I'm now 55. I learned to knit primarily because at that point in time I had a serious hip operation and wasn't allowed to walk for a period of about 6 months, which meant to allow my mum and dad to get to work, they let me go and stay with Granny. And my grandmother knitted, sewed, crocheted, embroidered, did cross stitch, you name it, she did it, and she taught me the lot because all the materials were to hand, it was inexpensive and it kept me incredibly occupied. And I've been knitting, crocheting and crafting ever since. So, why a podcast? Well, I've watched a lot of podcasts over the last few months, thoroughly enjoyed some of them. I've never come across one that I didn't enjoy a little, but some of them have been absolutely superb. And it inspired me to think, well, I have 40 years worth of crafting experience, let's share some of it. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. I have a wife, Janet, 2 children, and 3 grandchildren, all boys, Ian, Ruben and Leo. 1 with my daughter and 2 with my son. And basically my world revolves around them. When I'm not doing that, I'm at work and my profession is teaching. I enjoy my job. I thoroughly enjoy teaching. But I'm getting to that stage where by the time I'm 60 I could be thinking of retirement. Wouldn't that be wonderful, all that extra knitting time? So, what do I knit? Anything. I thoroughly enjoy nice, simple stocking stitch patterns. I enjoy working in garter stitch. I enjoy working combinations of stranded knitting, Fair Isles, Icelandics, Norwegians, however you want to describe them. I thoroughly enjoy Aran when I get the chance. I do have quite a liking for crochet, traditional and Tunisian, and at the moment one of the projects that I have on the go is a Tunisian entrelac blanket. You'll see that a little later. What else do I have on the go? Well, why don't we have a look at that? What have I got on my needles at the moment? Well, there are 4 projects on the go. Project number 1 I haven't brought through to let you see, pardon. It's a design that I've been working on since the end of the winter for a Tunisian crocheted sweater. As discussed by several other podcasters, there's a distinct shortage of patterns for guys out there, and as you can see I am not the thinnest of men, so finding patterns for the extra large male can be problematic. So I decided I would just devise one for myself. So I have a back, a front and a sleeve complete. I'll finish the second sleeve, I'll put the collar on it, sew it together, and then I'll present it as a finished object. But because we're into summer and summer weights and summer yarns, I've put it away because I won't be needing to wear it until October, November time. Other than that, what do we have? Well, sticking with the Tunisian crochet, we have one entrelac blanket. This is about a third complete. I'm hoping it's going to be much bigger. It's a baby blanket knitted in some simple acrylic. Why acrylic? Acrylic because when it's being used for that purpose, if baby throws up, it can be thrown simply in the washing machine. It's going to be incredibly robust, it's going to be difficult to do it any harm, and it's not exactly an heirloom item, it's a working item. So good hard wearing, easy to clean for mum, and that's going to be a gift for a young friend who already knows, as you would tell from the blue and white, that there's a young man on his way to her. Now, item number 2 at the moment is a pair of socks. Now I'll show you some close-ups of these later on as well. These are toe-up socks, not knitted to any particular pattern. One is finished, the other one is still in the needles. So the one that's finished is here. I can't remember the yarn. I know that I bought it from Wool Warehouse. The top half is a 6x1 rib, topped with a 2x2 cuff and a nice loose bind off. There's a German short row heel, just making it nice and simple. And the front is that magic invisible cast on, modified and taught by Nathan Taylor, better known as Sockmatician, in some of his tutorials. And thank you, Nathan, for the encouragement. It's a really simple technique to learn, and it made starting a sock awfully straightforward. So that was greatly appreciated. The third item that's on the needles at the moment is this. This is, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but we'll have a look see. This is a piece of lace. It's a cowl, and it will be for my wife. She found the yarn when we were on a recent trip to Glasgow. We went into a shop called Yarn Cake, where they specialise in exactly what they say: yarn, coffee and cake. Perfect combination. So I looked at yarn, she looked at yarn, she chose some yarn, I chose some yarn, we added it to our stash, and I came home and cast on this lace cowl. 300 stitches to the row, traditional shawl motifs chosen by me at random, no preset pattern, and when I'm finished with it, I'm hoping that she's going to have a cowl that she's going to thoroughly enjoy. The yarn is Drops lace, and that's 70% alpaca, 30% mulberry silk. The colour, as you can see, is lavender, and a very pleasant shade it is as well. How long will it take to finish a piece of lace weight work? I don't know, because at the moment I can concentrate for 2 hours at most, and then my eyes get quite sore working on small pins and very small, very lightweight yarn. Thoroughly enjoy it though, so hopefully we'll get that finished over the next couple of weeks. And what else? As you might hear, I'm recording in the conservatory today, and it is raining cats and dogs outside. It was lovely this morning, but the weather has suddenly turned nasty, and of course you'll hear it rattling like a drum on the roof. So that's what's on the needles. Finished objects, there are 1 or 2. Unfortunately, they've been claimed by their new owners, so I will stick some stills in at this point in time, up in a corner somewhere. One is a beanie hat for grandson Ian. There are 2 shawls, one for my wife and one for my daughter. They're all on my Ravelry projects site, so if you want to find me on Ravelry or you want to find me on Instagram, I am there as Beardychiel. Beardy is this bit. Chiel is a local word here in Caithness, which means man, person, boy. Chiel, Chiel, Beardychiel. Pardon me. Okay, first attempt at a podcast, following some basic bits of formula which I've seen other people present. I hope it runs smoothly. What else can I tell you about me? Well, when I'm not knitting and I'm not sewing and I'm not working and I'm not being a grandad, what do I do to fill my time? I am a very keen amateur dramatics enthusiast, and at the moment I am preparing the production work for a pantomime which will go on here in Thurso later this year, and it will be a production of a pantomime called Rapunzel and the Rascal Prince. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be an absolute hoot to direct. The casting won't take place until August, I'm hoping to hear from the author in the next couple of days about the performing rights, which I think are available and should be fine based on our initial email conversations. And then the planning will move on apace. Other than that, not a lot happening at the moment. Summer holidays from school, so 6 weeks of peace and tranquility. Some knitting time. I was out this morning at our local Caithness County show for the SWRI, judging their art section. And that was great fun. Some nice pieces of work submitted, and it was a pleasure to judge. Didn't take a massive amount of time. And as always with the SWRI, their offered hospitality was absolutely amazing. Just one problem. I'm on one of my fasting days of a 5-2 diet, so I even turned down a cup of tea. Well, what else can I say? I can't think of anything else at the moment. That really sums it all up. And for this first podcast, I think that will really be enough. You've heard a little bit about why I knit. You've heard about the things I like to knit. You know what I do for a living. You've seen some works in progress. I'll tag the finished objects on at the end. Thanks for watching. I hope this is the start of something that I'm going to enjoy doing on a regular basis. And I look forward to hearing from anyone who thinks it's gone well. I will pop this up on YouTube. If you like it, please subscribe and encourage me to make more. If you don't like it, tell me what's wrong with it and I will try to modify it. This is for fun, for me. And if anyone else likes to look in and enjoy it, I would thoroughly enjoy having you join me on this bit of a journey. That's all for now. Bye bye. Keep knitting.